Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. In this edition, it'll be Bruv in entirety shooting squirrels on his new feeder with the Air Arms S410 in 22 caliber, launching the Webley Power Pal, which is also a favourite pellet of Bros. No arable farming here, just cattle. Across these pastures they rove. You'll see some in a bit. The owner doesn't like the squirrels damaging his trees and causing a nuisance. And because the farmer wants them gone, Bruv has permission and the privilege to shoot in this beautiful bit of countryside here in the Midlands of the UK. Quite stunning, isn't it? He's drafted me in to help. We're allowed to drive across this field by the farmer, but we keep on top of each other's tracks to minimise any damage to it. Quite handy we can drive across here. Bruv's plan is to put a feeder up in this wood on the edge of the boundary, and there it is, and shoot it from the comfort of his car. I give him a hand to put it up. There he is, walking back to his car. It's a close-up of the feeder again. A little strut on the right-hand side there to stabilise it, and that's pretty much the distance he's going to shoot at it from. Without any further ado, here he is shooting it with the aid of his shot track camera attached to his rifle, doing the video in. He's already got 2 squirrels on it. It's only been up about a week or so. He's fidgeting around his car. We'll cover the camouflage he uses later on. He's on his own today. This is the first mission. See if he ends in success. He's got one sat on that strut. Takes it cleanly. Nice shot to the head. Bit of a muscle spasm. See it relax down and drop to the ground. Nicely done, Bruv. There's the other one on the tree. Let's have a look at this mate on the floor. Let's come back down. And good shot to the head. If they stay still, it's always a good thing. Number 2 squirrel follows number 1. It's quite handy filming with a shot track camera. The only trouble is it seems to pick up the interference of mobile phones having incoming text messages. But the squirrel didn't seem to mind. And Bro knocks it to the ground. Here's yet another squirrel. Lines up on it. That one wasn't a clean shot. He's had to go out for this one. He's been out and shot that one a second time. He's had to wait a little bit longer for this one due to the fact he left the car. Disturbed the area a bit, but never mind. Definitely looking at the ones on the floor. This is quite high up, and mainly because of the cattle in the area. Don't want them getting their tongue in there. The angle of the bank makes it very difficult for them to reach it. And us, as a matter of fact. You have to have a ladder to get up to fill it. This one sits on the edge. Nice and comfy like. Bruv's tracking it through his scope. Excuse the noise off the phone again. He's pretty much got it sorted there. And I've stopped the video. See the pellets streaking towards it. Good solid head impact. Down to the ground it goes. Yet another squirrel. If that one stays there too long, it's going to get shot. Just like that. Rather annoying, that phone, isn't it? But Brev's not messing about today. They're coming thick and fast. And that bit of a strut on the side there is quite small. They seem to want to sit on it like a perch, which tends to cause them to wobble a bit. It's not good. Never mind. It's not affecting Brev's shooting. That will need moving at some point, but not today. There's a still. You can see the pellet just about to hit the squirrel in the head. Shot track's good enough to pick up that. Fast as it is. Here's yet another squirrel. This one's come right into the centre of the feeder. Brev's lining it up on it, ready to take a shot. Another one that hangs, tenses for a second, then relaxes and drops. Near magpies in the background. They're on the menu as well. They turn up. Them and crows will be shot. The reason the shot track is on isn't for the magpie. Bruv spot this squirrel coming down the tree. Little fidget in the car seat. Sat on the passenger side, looking out the window, resting it on a bit of cushion, and looking through the camo, trying to pick him up. We're watching intently, and the squirrel doesn't seem to know he's being watched from the car and what a danger it might be. Bruv is watching you, my friend. Then again, that's the whole point of the camouflage gear. The squirrels will turn up, have a free feed and go on their way normally. But when one of us is sat in the hide, that's when the trouble starts for them. They don't get educated, they get a free feed. In this case you can see the pellet going towards its head. Stop the video there. Another solid head impact. Down to the ground. Yet another squirrel. This is the last one of the day. No other video footage available, so you have to just put up the loads of kill shots. Another solid one. Well done, Bruv. A double figure haul from a first visit isn't bad at all. And this is me driving across the very same field of an evening. Bruv's there as well. I'm going to check on the feeder. As I'm driving across and filming, I spot something in the grass. Do a loop-de-loop ever so slowly. Got quite close to this little fella. It's a hare if you didn't know. And no, we're not going to harm it. I got close enough to see the brown of his eyes. Instinctively he's squat. It's been quite easy to shoot him if I had a gun, but I don't shoot hares. I just wanted to watch this fella. Doesn't seem too worried, does he? Fair made my evening, that did. A little chuckle. Not sure if he thinks I'm following him. All I'm trying to do is get back on track again. Things you see when you got your camera out, eh? We're coming out to check the feeder, top it up if necessary, and do a slight mod that we noticed on the last video. It's a bit of a problem. And when we put the feeder up, because it hangs so far off the tree, it tends to wobble. So you put a little brace on the side. That one on the right, if you remember from the earlier video, it's a lot lower. The squirrels have no trouble sitting on it, but they tend to wobble because it's quite skinny. So we've moved it up in the air now, so it's still performing the brace duty, but they're going to have to sit on the shelf now where it's quite a bit wider, and hopefully they'll sit stiller. It's as early as both of us can be bothered to get up. Just about dawn. Sun's not long broken over the horizon. Brev's following me. He's going to shoot with his air rifle on a shot track, and I'll just be shooting with a couple of cameras, taking a video record of what happens. I've let him through the gate and shut the gate behind me. Now he's in front. There's some of the cattle I spoke to you about in the earlier video. Beef cattle. They are quite docile. I've been assured by Bruv they won't cause us any trouble, which I really do hope they don't. I'll let Bruv in first, so he's going to park up exactly where he wants to get on that feeder. I'm going to park behind him and video. It's him starting to set up his camouflage. And believe it or not, that big boy there with no horns is the bull. And those are his ladies. They're cows with horns, apparently, not horny cows as I thought they were, according to Bruv. But hey ho, there we are. There's our car set up. Brev's on the left, I'm on the right. I'm all blacked out with my curtain material. You've seen in other videos. Already we got the cows wandering around in the bushes, but not really by the feeder. So if they stay there or move away, happy days. This is my camera setup. I'm going to show you all 3 camera views this time. Every time we get one, we'll show you each camera in turn. That's Bruv. It's taking a test shot. That's what it looks like from my angle poking out. There's my one camera, which is going to do the wide angle shot without moving. And I'm going to poke my other camera through the little gap on the right and try and track them. You can see my netting. That's the view from the outside. Got a nice neat little hole in the netting, and just poke the front of the camera through and remain pretty much unseen during my filming activities. Birds rapping about, not seeing many, but you can hear them. Very pleasant part of the day, the morning. Do enjoy it. Already a squirrel's appeared. I'm not sure if Brev's seen it, but I've already got it on camera. So I look on, wait for the shot. It had me waiting for quite some time. I'm not sure what it seemed to upset it, whether the cars have put it off or not. It must be waiting for movement or something. I've sped this up. It's an awful long time, until eventually he decides everything's okay. He starts moving around again. I do wonder whether there's another squirrel in the background. That's the sort of behaviour you want. You know there should be another squirrel somewhere near. If I pan back now, there we go, on the tree on the left. You can just about make out the sound of the claws on the bark, which is also a telltale sign if you're free hunting them. You hear that, them running around if they haven't seen you. It's a big giveaway that the squirrels are about. These two seem to be wanting to play hide and seek. And all we need is one of them to sit on the feeder, or even stay still on the side of the tree, because there's a second one there. Brev's being extra patient, because once you get that type of motion happening, one lunges at the other one, it suddenly spurs the other one into quick movement, which could result in a miss or a wounding. This is more like it. That'll do there. Good solid impact. Shot Bruv. Of course I filmed it with another camera as well. I'm going to show you all 3. I'd like people to write in the comments when you've seen the entire video which style of filming you prefer. Whether you like the pan back view like you've just seen, whether you prefer them to be tracked, whether you like the shot track, or scope cam, which is not appearing in this video. How many cameras can we wield at once? Or do you like them all mixed up? Let me know in the comments anyway. Here's the shot coming. No doubting that. The trouble is you can't see the ground for the vegetation. This is what the shot track saw. Chop these videos down quite substantially just so you can see the shots. See the sort of quality of video you get. Different perspective, different sound. We have Squirrel 2's come in now. I can't remember how quick it was, but I suspect it was that other squirrel. He's come straight into feed. No interference from another squirrel. Brev's just waiting to get his opportune moment to take his shot. And the pellet goes straight through his head, down to the ground. Here's my view of the proceedings. A bit more zoomed in. I am free-handing this, so excuse the wobble. I'm resting on the door and got 2 hands on the camera. Nice solid shot. And again I pan down hopelessly towards the ground, hoping to see it. You'll pretty much judge your reaction by the way they go down. We will have to cut that vegetation back. There's a solid shot from the shot track. Comes Squirrel 3. Got the corpses on the ground now. A bit of a twitch about. Bird song's particularly lovely this time of year. I was half expecting a shot about now, but Brev's not paying attention. I think he might be on his phone, having a chat with the lads on the forums, I should imagine. There's the target going begging, but it appears he's spotted it now. And carefully pokes his rifle out of the hole, onto the pillow, through his netting. You see the camo in action, lining up on him ready to take a shot. Pays to make sure you get into the rhythm of a squirrel movement, the up and down. Bit of a flea scratch, that's more like it, somewhere there. And that's quite plainly not a good shot. I'll show you the other footage first, but he's actually left the car straight after that and gone after that one. I'll show you that footage in a minute. Here's the other camera view. He was sitting there for quite a while. That would have been a fairly good headshot opportunity. See those little head movements, how quick they are. About now he's got his rifle out, he's lining up on his head. He can see even better than me those little head movements through his scope. That's more like it. Side on headshot almost. You can see it leap off. When they get hit properly in the brain, they don't leap like that. They might kick on the ground, but they certainly don't leap. Here's a shot track footage. Looks a little bit hazy. Sounds like a good impact. If it's a little bit lower than the brain, it'll be a fatal shot, and that's him getting out the car. My videoed him then. He's going over to sort it out. Gone in from that end, so we can peer in just to see how badly wounded it is. Even with a headshot that doesn't work perfectly, they don't tend to get far. Having a quick look. It doesn't take him long to spot it. Right at the base of that tree to the right. He's telling me it's gone straight through the side of the head and taken its eye out. And then he shot him straight in the top of the head to finish him off. But back in the cars, a bit more of a weight. The squirrels appeared on the feeder. Looks fairly calm. Bruv spotted it. There comes the rifle again. Ever so slowly. Don't want to disturb it. Now he's starting to track it. Sitting up like that. That's just exactly what we wanted, really. It's a lot more stable than that little stick, even though they're an arboreal creature and they can climb very well. On a small thing they still wobble a bit, which isn't conducive for a nice headshot. Whereas sitting like that is. That's more like it. Straight to the ground. There's a second camera view. Incidentally, that bit of metal plate was put around that hole because they chewed the hole so big the grain just gushed out. We have to stop them doing that. There we go. Good solid head impact. Straight through. I do believe it hit the feeder. Might need a bit more armouring on that corner. This is a shot track view of the shot. See the pellets streak out. I started filming because I've seen something come to the ground. It's a magpie. I could just about see that. If I had a rifle I could have shot that in the head. Bruv just about spotted it now. There's nowhere for them to sit really. I think it might have been investigating the squirrels on the ground, maybe pecking their eyeballs out, who knows. Didn't seem to hang around for long. Still searching for it. It's around the area somewhere. Then I spot some movement in the grass. I'm guessing it's some sort of mouse or some such thing. Quite small movements. Never did catch sight of it. I will pretty much film anything I can, including Mr. Pheasant. Bruv can't see him. He's probably going to mop up a few of the spilt grains. Squirrels can be quite messy eaters, especially when you shoot them in the head when they're doing it. I was half expecting this fella to have a little harem, but he seems like a lone male. You can tell boredom got the better of me. All I had was the cameras to play with, and a spider on my wing mirror. And eventually one turned up. Snuck up the tree, round the back. So there's a high tendency for them to sit that exact point there. It's nearest to the tree. And a good sniff about. We do think when you put a feeder up, it's best to leave it a while. Let a few squirrels find it. Get their scent all over the trees. They have a little pet theory that helps in others finding it. Just to make me a liar, he goes on the other side. I think he's just gone around there to have a look at the ones on the floor, to be honest. I think he's having a good old look. The birds are having it large. Looks like it could be a runaway. Nope. Gonna come back to the normal side. Brev's already getting his gun out. Nice and steady. Now it seems to have focused on the feeding part. It's getting ready to take a shot. I think you can hear a squirrel squawking in the background. Seems to put him on alert a bit. Once he's on alert and he stays still, watch out for a headshot. And the blood just drips out of this one. Nothing wrong with that, but it looks like it's caught its foot. Can't be having that hanging there. So Bruv decides to give it another shot, see if he can shake it loose. It's more like it. Caused it to twinge a bit. It's a second camera view. More of a close-up. We've cut out all the rubbish beforehand. Awful lot of blood out of that one. They tend to when they're hanging up like that, and you can see where the pellet went in. The second shot now. Straight in the top of the head. It's dead from the first shot. See the pheasant in the background looking on. And again the shot track. Looks a little bit foggy to me. It does tend to catch the pellet in flight quite well. You just about see it streaking out, a couple of frames. And he turned it off before he took his second shot. There we go. I've already seen this one on approach. Got the camera running. You can see it doesn't like the look of the ones on the floor. Lots of tail shaking. Nice and steady on the side of that tree. Could be going the way of the last one if it stays still. Doesn't appear to be doing that. Pointless getting too excited until they get somewhere near sitting still. In some fashion. That's going down to the ground. Didn't stay there long, did it? Seems quite happy and calm. At least until it looked over the edge it did anyway. Let's have another go, shall we? Now the squirrel's making all the right moves, so's Bruv. It's getting ready. See the shot track on the side of his scope there. He's starting to track this squirrel. Looks for all the world like it's going to come have something to eat. Quick sniff about. Ah, breakfast. That's what we want to see. And Brev's watching and gets ready for the shot. No problem there. Rolled him straight off. And because I had the gap to look through, I had a better view than Bruv of what was happening down the tree. See what he was doing while he was off screen. Having a good old look. There we go. Never ceases to amaze me how quickly they can climb. So well evolved. Bit of blood on the side of the tree there. They don't seem to react to the smell of blood. You've pretty much seen all this before, so I won't bore you with sitting through it in real time. Just speed him towards his doom. As you had already seen, here comes a shot. You'll have to let me know in the comments which type of video footage you prefer, how you like it filmed, whether you like the multiple views, etc, etc. See the pellets streak away. Not a bad collection from Bruv this morning. A little bit of an inspection. Pellet's gone in that side and hit the other. So another 6 squirrels from this location. New feeders performing very well. That's 16 in 2 outings. Apart from the one shot that went a little bit awry in both outings. It does happen, but with headshots they don't tend to go far. You need to follow them up immediately, obviously. It wouldn't be necessary to leave the car if we cut that vegetation down. That's a job for another day. But there they all are. The air arms S410 propped up against a tree. You can get a better view of it there, along with the shot track camera. And Bruv is indeed watching you, little squirrels. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.